for me, I think that the Alliance is the best episode of season one. It has everything that I want from this show, particularly in an early kind of introductory version or episode of the show. It's got Jim and Pam pranks just out the wazoo, and that is a component of the show that I particularly gravitate towards. I'm here for the Jim and Pam with the romance stuff, I guess. But that's not. I don't. That doesn't matter so much to me until like way later. I think in the series, but I'm here for it. I like those two together, but I particularly like their relationship within the office and what they mean with each other to be that like kind of that yin and yang of just hijinks and just office fun levity, bringing some joy to the episodes. A lot of what makes this a mockumentary is them. It's not just the show isn't just Michael being the idiot boss and Dwight being the completely unrealistic, oh my gosh, like not like kind of character. But these two are, you believe that they could be real people that despite how little work they actually get done in the office. But I'm really here for, I really enjoy that part of their relationship and of these episodes with when it's a heavy Jim and Pam playing some jokes and tricks. I'm probably going to be into that episode from here onward. In the Alliance, Dwight is also very ridiculous, but he's not so obnoxious. Like, this isn't one of those episodes where he's completely over the top, completely just unrealistic that you could even think that that's a real human being on the face of the planet. Granted, I mean, he's pretty much a caricature throughout the series, but in this episode, he has his quirkiness and his thing, but he's not ridiculous. Not ridiculously obnoxious anyways. He is ridiculous because he's Dwight, but in the best Dwight ways. And Michael's kind of in the background a little bit in this episode, and I think that's something that I really like about it, because I don't like season one Michael. I don't know if I've mentioned that yet on the podcast. Perhaps. But that's, I think, why I like it. And I was just talking about Dwight, but I think in how ridiculous he is, but I think he's the standout character in season one, which is kind of surprising for me to say based on what I just said about how much I enjoy Jim and Pam, and particularly Jim. I really like Jim's character on this series. Like, he's just my kind of humor. Like, the sarcasm is right up my alley. But Dwight in season one, he's got plenty of like really annoying things that he does, but they really showcase him in the middle of the series in ways that are, I think, really, really beneficial to setting up that character to ultimately become that like quirky, annoying, almost antagonist if you're tuning in for and into like the Jim and Pam side of things. You almost get to pick sides, right, in this show, but the stakes aren't very high. And the Alliance episode, I think, does a really good job with, or not just the Alliance episode, but I really like him in the Alliance episode, but the full season of season one does a good job in setting up Dwight and giving you something to look forward to. Like, what kind of nonsense is Dwight going to get into in this episode? And that's really fun. He's essentially the star of the show for 3 and 4, which are like right in the heart of this season. And those are, as a reminder, healthcare and the Alliance. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Dwight in season one, and I guess like if my favorite episode is the Alliance and Dwight's the star of the Alliance episode, then I guess I gotta give the dude his due. I think though, and I was talking about this a little bit when I was riffing just a few minutes ago, but I think my favorite thing about season one is the Jim and Pam alliance. See what I did there? Anyway, we haven't got to the point where it gets sort of annoying. I mentioned like the romance part. I'm here for it, but I'm here for it later. The will they won't they date thing is it drags out and it gets annoying at times. Right now it's all new though. So what we see is we have two people that we're introduced to that clearly have really good chemistry together, and they make each other happy in really fun ways. And I think that's a really big bright spot to especially to season one and to get this thing launched. And when your show's about selling paper, like, you need funny stuff happening that isn't Michael's incompetence and Dwight's lunacy. And they're kind of the perfect balance. They're funny, but they're real. You believe they exist. And yeah, I mean, they have their flaws, right? Jim does too much pranking, not enough working, but you can easily see that a toned down version of Jim could literally be somebody working in the cubicle right next to you. And Pam is kind of a perfect, like, uh in the, like, pretty but modest and can't really stand being a receptionist, but has no idea what else to do with her life. Like, you feel like you know this person. She feels like she's rooted in a real human being that you would run into at Starbucks or whatever. Like, both of them, they just they they have that quality of believability to them that is missing from characters like Michael or like Dwight. Like, they're a bit too over the top. They'd be fired from any company immediately. But the Jim and Pam stuff, again, it's over the top for the show, but scale it back just a little bit and you feel like you know them. Anyway, so those are the things I like. Those are my binges, if you will, for season one. That's the stuff that I enjoy the most from season one.